Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? I hope so. My name is YUDKEVICH. I'm the head of the Center for Institutional Analysis, who organizes summer school. So I got a privilege and I have a particular pleasure to start and open the summer school. That's our 11th summer school, which we are taking part at. And I do hope that we're going to have, as usual, a lot of intellectual and real fun here. So I'll say a few words about HEC and the summer school. HEC is celebrating 25 years since birth this year. So we're going to have a nice, festive things around this year. So we're organized in November 1992 as a public institution. So initially, we were like a small elite econ college. That's why we got the name of Harris School of Economics, but we are now a big, comprehensive, large university. And in October 2009, we became a national research university. So that's a status which were given to no more than 30 universities in the country. And in July 2013, we were selected to be part of our prestigious 5 Top 100 program, which is University Excellence Initiative, which supports only leading universities in the country. And just to put our summer school in this line, I can say that in July 2007, we had our first Russian summer school for institutional analysis. So it's one of the major events in the HEC history, basically. Just HEC in a few words. We are in 4 campuses in Moscow, St. Petersburg, Perm, and Nizhny Novgorod. We have about 30,000 students in total, and we have 3,000 researchers and teachers, and do a lot of research, teaching, etc. So we're gonna tell you about that during this week as well. So just to put our summer school on the map, here you can see all HEC buildings across Moscow. This one are Moscow City Center. In blue are our teaching facilities, and in yellow are our dorms, and here is our summer school. So we are not in the middle of everything, but quite close to everything else. So you can see that HEC is spread across Moscow. Just to let you know, probably someone might be interested, we are in econ, social sciences, humanities, management, but also in engineering, computer science, mathematics, and we have a brand new department, the Department of Physics, which is just 6 months old so far. So we have pretty much everything except medicine and chemistry and biology. We don't care much about rankings, but since rankings care about us, we need to look on the numbers and positions, and we are proud to say that in the special ranking of young universities, we are in the top 100. Those are all universities in the world which are under 50. We are still young and are in the 50. And in the ranking of Times Higher Education in econ, which is probably the most interesting for us here, we are in the position 83. That's not too much, but we are doing better and better every year. And in the Shanghai ranking, which is not the institutional Shanghai ranking, but a subject ranking, we are quite good in sociology. We are first in the country, but we are also in top 75. We are very proud of this recent fact. And our Center for Institutional Analysis is among the very first international research centers in HEC. We were created more than 10 years ago, when there were not so much international research going on in HEC. And why we organize Russian Summer School for Institutional Analysis? Why we do that? Because we want to have more dense academic community around us. We want to invest more in young people and also in networking, academic networking of young people. And we want you to be happy in academia. And we also need good peers around us. That's why we invest in academic community around you. So for us, it's important for you to know each other good to learn your peers, to learn faculty, to get new ties and use those ties in the future. So a few words about Russian summer school impact during those 10 years. In those 10 years, we have over 300 alumni, which are now spread around the world in many countries. And many of them, I think that more than 30, are PhD candidates or PhD graduates in best research universities around the world. Why I mention it here? Because some of them got those positions because professors at the summer school wrote very good recommendation letters for those people, and they were accepted. How you can get very good recommendation letter from your faculty? Just present good project, help other people, and demonstrate that you are active part of the academic community, and you might be lucky with that. We also have our students to have papers published in the major international journals. I don't put the whole list of those papers here, just a recent paper of Nikita Zakharov, who was at the summer school last year. His paper was recently published in the Journal of Law and Economics. And this paper is based on the research he presented at the summer school. Of course, a lot of presentation at a conference which called initially ISNI. Now it has other name. I don't remember that so far. And also at the European Economic Association meetings and a lot of other conferences. And there are many papers, not quite many, but some number of papers which are joint papers of faculty and students. Just to name one, there is a paper by John Nye and Olga Vasilyeva, who was at the summer school several years. They now have, I think, several papers, at least in the future pipeline. One of them was published in the Journal of Comparative Economics a couple of years ago. So as you can see, and a lot of ongoing projects are now going on, so you can be a part of this community as well. So now, how summer school is cooking. If you imagine kind of like cooking pot, what should we put into the pot to have good, delicious dish? First, we need students, you, because without students there is no summer school. But probably the most important ingredient are faculty members. So thanks again for coming. Without your students just boiling in the simple water, sometimes it's nice to be in the warm atmosphere, but if there's no faculty in, there is no good product. So thanks for coming. And by the way, I would like to present you 3 new faculty which arrived just during the night. Christian, welcome, and Peter, and Helena. By the way, Helena is also a good example of the summer school impact, because Helena several years ago was a part of the summer school as a student, and now she is on the faculty side. So what else? I think some magic is important, something we don't demonstrate you, but we put into it. And there is no artificials in the sport. And there is no mobile phones, laptops, all this kind of new technologies. So please don't use it, otherwise the dish would be not that delicious and tasty. The only exception is that the faculty can use their mobile phones and laptops, because faculty can do anything. So what is also important, probably, is that all of you, faculty, organizers, and students, are peers to each other. And there is a kind of positive, hopefully, peer pressure which comes from each of you. And we all know that peer effects might be very beneficial for the whole group work. That's why my presentation would be about peer effects in education. So everyone is welcome. I do hope that you're going to have a great week of new meetings, discussions, everything. And let's start our work.